First of all, before going to the structures of data, I would like to give you a quick quote that data can be found in any form and anything that can be digitized can be analyzed. Data structure is organized in a typical tabular design like this. It is made up of rows and columns. Each row represents a record and observations in the data, and each column represents the field of information. Now each data in the column represents a variable. What is variable? A specific piece of information about an observation or record in a data set. And they are categorized as categorical variable. Other variables that can be categorized, for example, male, female, are good and bad. And continuous variable are the infinite number of values that can be collected. For example, weight and height, or in mathematical settings, the definition of infinite number values that can generate between 0 to 1. For example, 0.01, 0.001 to infinity. Third is discrete variable, which is a variable that can only have certain number of values. For example, the number of cars in a parking lot is discrete because a parking lot cannot hold infinite cars. Independent variable is again not affected by anything or by any other variables. Dependent variable is vice versa to independent variable, that is dependent on other variables. Let's try understand this by comparing both of them. In the direction to determine how long a student sleeps affects the test scores. Here, the independent variable is the length of time spent sleeping, since test scores have no effect on the time spent sleeping, and the dependent variable is the test score, as the time spent sleeping has affected the test score. Nominal variable is another name of categorical variable that holds more than two categories of information, such as red, green, blue, car. Ordinal variable is also similar to categorical variables, but there is a clear order. For example, the ranks of income levels in order from low, medium, high. Dummy variables is used in regression analysis, which is an advanced artificial analysis. It is used when we want to assign a relationship to unconnected categorical variables. For example, if we have the categories like young, middle age, and old age, we can create three dummy variables, each describing its relationship to each other. For instance, assign 1 to a variable if the age is young, else 0. The same can be repeated for another dummy variable. If the age is middle, then mark it as 1, else 0. And again, for a third dummy variable, if the age is old, assign 1, else 0. Another way to name the dummy variables as indicator variables. The variable that can hold only two information, usually 1 or 0, else yes or no, to an outcome is also known as binary variable. Derived variables are the variables that originate from other variables when combining individual variables into a whole new variable. For example, we can create a new variable media by combining the values of radio and TV. In our next video, we will learn and perform an easy quick way to generate summary of their statistics and their types with skewness and kurtosis.